Long ago, 13 wicked kings ruled different lands. They were cruel, greedy, and feared by all. Each king wanted to live forever, so they made a dark deal with an ancient sorcerer. In exchange for their souls, they would return from the dead when the world had forgotten them. Centuries passed, and the world moved on. People no longer remembered the 13 kings, and their names faded from history until Prince Aldric found an old book hidden deep inside his castle. Aldric was young, curious, and eager for power. The book spoke of a secret tomb where great kings were buried with their treasures. It promised that whoever woke them would receive a gift beyond imagination. Greedy for riches and power, Aldric gathered his men and followed the book's instructions. Deep in the forest, beneath the roots of an ancient tree, they found a stone door carved with strange symbols. Aldric ignored the warnings etched into the stone. Let the dead remain buried. The Black Kings shall rise no more. With a single command, he ordered his men to break the seal. The ground trembled, the air turned cold, and an eerie wind howled through the trees. Then, the door slowly creaked open, revealing a dark tunnel leading underground. Aldric stepped inside. At the heart of the tomb, 13 stone coffins stood in a circle, covered in dust and cobwebs. Aldric felt his heart race. He reached out and placed his hand on the largest coffin. A whisper filled the air. "Who dares disturb our rest?" Before Aldric could speak, the coffin lids shattered. A black mist poured from within, swirling and twisting until it formed into 13 towering figures. Their eyes burned like red coals, and their voices rumbled like distant thunder. "We are the Black Kings. The world is ours to claim once more." Aldric fell to his knees in terror. He had awakened them. One of the kings, taller than the rest, stepped forward. His armor was rusted but unbroken, his crown still gleamed, and his skeletal fingers gripped a long, jagged sword. "You have set us free, young prince. Now, you must choose, serve us, or die." Aldric's blood turned cold. If he refused, he would not leave the tomb alive, but if he served them, the world would fall into darkness. Trembling, he thought quickly. "I will serve you, great kings," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "But you have slept for many years. The world has changed. You will need a guide." The kings laughed, a terrible, hollow sound. "Then you shall be our herald, Aldric the Fool. You will prepare the world for our return." A black mark burned itself into Aldric's palm, sealing his fate. From that day on, he was no longer a prince, he was the servant of the 13 Black Kings, cursed to spread their shadow across the world. And so, the darkness began to rise once more.